she like this covering up when she get naked and all that. I'm like, oh man, you killing me. You got
Oh nah, ladies, y'all let y'all fupa out. Fuck
get
that
it all out. Yeah, that's the thing. I know it's there. I already know it's there before you got naked. Were you hiding there? I know what you look like. Unless you one of the people that got a super body magic up under there that you can turn into a whole nother person. Otherwise, I knew what was coming. I was like, all right.
Move to the side. Flip that shit up. Again, you guys, with another chapter adding on to these Corona Chronicles. This shit is getting thick, and I'm so excited to have with me tonight, you guys, Jason Carey. What's up, Jason?
Hey, what's happening? How's everybody? How are you?
Listen, I'm gonna go ahead and say that I'm the only girl in the US of A who didn't know who Jason was, so I hope that all you women watching are already familiar with this ball of chocolate fire I got on my show. Yes. So, Jason, you got 10 jobs. You regular black or U.S. Indian?
Yeah, I am. They tend to ask me that a lot. You got a lot of jobs. I do.
You do, but I definitely admire that. Jason, you guys, is a host. He's an actor. He's an entertainer, podcaster. He's out here winning awards. Just grandiose. Just doing it all.
I love that's a great intro. I have to take you everywhere with me.
Everywhere. Like, hey. Yeah, so being as though you have so many titles and so many hats to wear, and all of them are in the public eye, what has the effect been following the pandemic and then now the world? Well, first off, Atlanta ain't never closed, so I don't even know if we can talk.
We closed for about a month and 30 seconds. It was a month and 30 seconds. I was sweating 30 seconds before. We closed about a month.
Pretty much. Like, what has the real impact been to you in your entertainment business, or if any?
Huge impact, because it went from I was at the Super Bowl to dead. That's how it went. From Super Bowl to everything. I mean, the first month I almost lost like 10 grand, like the first month. And so it hit immediately. All the national travel, international travel, all the major festivals, everything got canceled. A lot of stuff got shifted to the end of the year, and then we got to this quarter, and they were like, "Nah, we just gonna go ahead and push it." So that was I am considered the pivot professional. The pivot professional. So you have to learn how to pivot immediately and figure out. You can't just sit around and just sulk. Yeah, you lost it, but now what? Right. You know, and that's what my mom always told me. She said, "You can't." What she say? She said, "Ain't time to be sad or cry." She said, "It's time to get to work." And so that's what myself and some of my teammates did. We figured out a way to go to work and be virtual and be ready for this.
So, what did you come up with new? Because this right now, the following the pandemic, and no, that 6 months was like, I feel like it was a creative person's playground.
Come on.
So what new thing did you come up with?
So I have one of my DJs that I work with, who's my partner, DJ Genius. We created from the club to the living room, which we built a studio, and then we hung lights. We did multi cameras and everything, and we did a virtual party every Saturday. Before this man started DJing online, and he wasn't even doing that. Shout out to D-Nice, cool, but he wasn't even doing what we was doing. We had an actual party. We had videos, bottles, everything. We made people create the club in their house. We wanted you to have the experience at home. We would tell them ahead to go to the liquor store, create the section. You want to rope off at your house, rope off. You want some sparklers, create the atmosphere for you at home, and we will create the atmosphere on camera. And we did a party every Saturday night called From the Club to the Living Room, and we had we reached out to sponsors and told them, hey, look, we're in front of this many people, and this is where your brand can be, this is where your brand needs to be. And we had sponsors come on and spend some money with us, and we put the cash app on the screen, and people would send in donations and everything, and it was like a live telethon /party / it was kind of crazy.
Okay.
But it was was new, and then we started going to different locations, and now there are venues that want us to do that for them. And I'm actually doing a charity event like that tonight. So they created an additional revenue stream.
Ain't nothing wrong with that, bro. I'm trying to tell you, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, coming out of this past 6 months, if I feel like, and maybe, you know, some people may get offended, I really don't care. But I feel like if you come out of all this time with nothing, then I feel like it means you also went into it with nothing. You know what I mean? This was really a sink or swim type situation. And most of the times, you guys, my audience knows that 98% of the time on my show, I have a comedian. I do get blessed with actors. I do get blessed with entertainers and producers and stuff. But 98% of my guests, like, I want to still see you all win. But to be honest with you, some of the people who have come through my show, like, I don't see them no more. Like, where you at? Like where you been? You know what I mean? And it's definitely a sink or swim type feel right now. So,
but I want to say that this time also it highlighted the hustle. It highlighted if you had the hustle in you. It highlighted if you were a creative for real, and it showed those because some of the talk shows where people went to their house without the laugh track in the audience, it was dead. It was terrible. I was like, y'all, they ain't that dope. Call me, NBC, ABC, call me. I can carry a show on the internet. Right. I don't need no laugh track. I can carry it. And that, but you saw them jokes fall flat and everything. I was like, look at that. Look at that. So
let me ask you this, just switching gears for a second, because you mentioned having a laugh track. So you said your last thing before COVID was going to the Super Bowl. So that was fully packed stadium. You know, what do you think now of this football season with not having fans in the stadium, and then they're playing the tracks? Like, they even having teams getting booed, but
crazy, right? They use a video game
what do you think about that?
I think that's dope for the audience. I think that's dope for our experience at home, because it still sounds like a game. Because I can't imagine how naked it would sound if you didn't have it. And so the fact that they use 2K sound to do for the NBA, and they're using the video game sound in baseball, like, I don't have a problem with that at all, because the viewing experience is similar. Except for baseball, I love baseball. I'm a baseball fan. Playoff crowds are rowdy, and it's a lot different, and it's missing that. But for the most part, I thought it was very innovative for them to say, hey, let's do this, and not try to do it just dry. You know, it's kind of like somebody throwing a party, and then they don't hang up no balloons and put up no candles or nothing. They just like, we're going to have a party. And it's this naked room. That's how it would have been. So I feel like the sound is the decor.
Okay. So I have been watching some games. I'm going to tell you guys, I'm not watching it a whole lot because my team is just not. They fucking up. We're not going to talk about it on camera. I'm just going to say that they fucking up. Huh?
You live in the area, so you're a Skins fan?
No, I'm not a Skins fan. Although I grew up in a Redskins household. No, I'm
you
not.
A Dallas fan?
No, sir, I'm not a Dallas fan.
All right. I thought we were going to end this thing. Okay,
oh, she just went my interview over there?
I'm like, Dallas. No, go ahead. No, I'm going to leave it alone then. I don't know who you're saying. I named all people.
My team just been showing off. They've been showing off, but it's some changes coming. So, like, I just find myself that I'm not as into it as normal. You know what I mean? I feel like I don't necessarily enjoy the games the same. But I'm hoping, you know what I mean, maybe next season it'll be a little bit different. I hope that they start to allow people into the stands, although I know them tickets is going to be hitting niggas' heads if they do. You understand me?
Because they letting 11,000 people into the NLCS, the next round of baseball games. So I'm like, I already know what them tickets going to be like. Because I'm like, I want to go, but I already know what it is. I'll be a trip.
Right. So I'm going to assume you ain't had no hindrance to the love life going through this shit. I'm assuming. Again, I'm making these assumptions based off the fact that you're in Atlanta.
What's that? No hindrances? What's that? No obstacles. No.
Atlanta because so I was in Atlanta Father's Day weekend. Unfortunately, I came back home with COVID, but that's neither here nor there. But
You were real?
I did. But in the club, like
Yeah, that's my question. What were you doing? Where did you go?
I was at Uptown. And yeah, that's the only place I went. I went from the airport to my room, from my room to the club, back to my room. Like,
wait, Uptown Comedy Club? That's it? And you caught the COVID? They nasty over there, I guess. I don't know. There ain't that many people.
Don't you say nothing bad about Uptown on my show.
I love Uptown.
They let me come and utilize their facilities every time I'm in town. Thank you all at Uptown Comedy Club. Okay, thank you all.
Shout out to all my
shout out to Terrell, who's the best host weed man in the world. But yeah, thank you.
Oh, wait a minute. All right. You have that's where you go COVID. That's where you go COVID. Don't blame it on the lemon.
We gonna edit that part out.
Give over about that.
No, but just when I was down there, going from being in Maryland, DC, what have you, and you know, every stuff is shut down, things are not open. You go out, you don't really see a lot of people. Then it was like culture shock. You know what I'm saying? Once I got down there, as soon as you left the airport, it was like, oh, y'all niggas not closing nothing? Or everybody just no mask? Oh, this is what we doing down here? It was like, oh. Like, are y'all still partying? Because, you know, they could say, okay, well, we only let in 50 people. We only let in whatever. All 50 of y'all niggas ain't got no mask? Like, oh, okay.
and you know what? Part of that here, and we kind of, it's a gift and a curse. Because we got the governor that we have here who is following the playbook of the fool in the White House. And he's a direct descendant of this fool's teaching. Mm-hmm. And so he was acting like it won't nothing. So here, we was like, you know what I mean? Now Keisha won't have it. Our man, she was like, yo, go home.
Keep fucking up.
Go home. Keisha said, go to the crib. But you know, the governor was allowing things because people, you know, in uproar, the business, I gotta open my business. Like, you sell hats. Ain't nobody coming to see you. So
but I'm said all that to say that I really don't feel like in that area that there was much impact to the interaction between men and women. You know what I mean? Like, the niggas was still hollering even if you did have a mask. Like, you didn't really know what was happening. You just like, I hope that bitch is okay.
Exactly. Yo, the mask game.
Because I'm trying to tell you, from the eye up, she can get it. From the eye up, she all right.
Look at them eyes up. Because that thing is about the mask, it highlighted y'all eyes. And I was like, you know what? I don't know if she got the cartoon mouth or not, but right now these eyes are doing the thing. Show me your face. Please show me.
Pretty much. So, did any part of what happened, did any level of it change your perspective on sex or your approach?
Nope. No, it's like, I don't think it changes the perspective. I mean, outside of the streets. I got a new fantasy I want to do with the mask on. So I never knew that was a fantasy. I was like, yeah, I want it.
You want some of that mask glove love?
I want some quarantine beats. Give me some mask up. So that's the only thing. It gave me a new fantasy to fulfill. Keep the mask on. But I called it it's kind of like condoms. The face condom. This is a face condom. It's the same thing though, because you know when they had the condom campaign, some people wore them, some people didn't. It's the same thing with this mask.
Yes, but let me tell you what's so very interesting. Motherfuckers who didn't wear condoms be pressing you out to put a mask on.
Straight like that.
Like, I feel like those numbers just, no, the math on that, I feel like it's wrong. Like somebody sit down and do the math on this again, because this can't be right. Like, you just had 3 bitches by yourself. But now you need them to put on a mask?
Now you want to put on a mask? Kill yourself. That's how I feel. Like, kill yourself. You worry about a mask, and you ain't never strapped up a day in your life. I hate condoms.
But that is the reality, I feel like, of what is really going on. I'm one of those chicks that has a lot of guy friends, so we have a lot of discussion about their sex lives. Typically, I'm in the advice giving business. They're asking me, well, T, what about this and what about her and yada yada yada. But in a lot of these conversations, and they spit in sharing stories. Very rarely do I hear, and that's when I pulled the condom out. You know what I'm saying? Very rarely.
That's some stuff that nobody talks about.
You know what I'm saying? I can hear, oh, that's when I smacked her in her face with that John. I'm like, nigga, but when did you? Okay.
You left out a step.
It's very interesting to me. So, what is most important about sex to you?
What's most important? Freedom. I think like a person that's kind of free with it, that's not, I don't do that, and that's weird. No, I want you to want it as much as I do. That's probably the big thing. I don't.
A lot of men say that. I
don't want to feel like I'm taking it from you. Like that ain't a fantasy of mine. I don't want y'all. Listen, know me, no. I go this way. I want you to feel. I want to feel like you want it as bad as I do, trying to take it from me.
Mm-hmm.
Give me that. Be like, that's what I want. So the freedom and part of that freedom is wanting it too.
So let me ask you this, and I'm asking because, like I said, I've heard a lot of men say they want the woman to want it too, or if they're speaking in reference to oral sex, they want her to enjoy it, giving it, you know what I mean, stuff like that. What is it that you think is behind you coming across a chick who isn't on the same plane or isn't on the same level with you sexually? Like, do you think it's the communication? Do you think it's just happenstance that you come across a chick that's not as into it as you are?
Because in Western culture, American culture, sex is so taboo, and you're taught that more of your life than you're taught to bust it open. So you might be you new to busting it open, but your whole life they've been telling you, you got to hold on to it, and it's precious, which it is, but it's like, hold on to it, it's precious, and you got to do it this way. And so I think it's that, and the communication of men saying, hey, I need you to want to bust it open. Like, we don't have that conversation. We don't say that straight up. Hey, bust it open. Pull my joint out, put it in your mouth. I want you to do that. Like,
okay, but then why aren't men straight up? Why not, when you meet a woman and you see that it's heading in the direction of, yeah, you gonna get it, why not be straight up and say what you want?
She got it, because the rule of thumb is, if you talk to a woman, don't bring up sex until she do. So when she say it, then it's an open conversation. But like most times, y'all, how, not y'all, but the women, they be hinting around it. Like, you can tell when you gonna get some. Like, I can tell if somebody gonna let me hit. I know, I pretty much got a good idea. But if she ain't kind of like straight up with it, it ain't no room for me to kind of bring up, hey, I like when you spread it open. It's nothing. It's no way to say that.
So let me challenge that with this part. Women know when we see you whether or not you're fuckable. Okay.
Agreed.
It is, that part is what it is. You're not leaving with the number if I don't want to fuck you. You're not leaving with my number. What you going with my number for? I'm just saying.
Oh yeah.
I'm just saying, when we meet you all, we see you, we size you up on a physical scale in our mind. Fuck him, not fuck him. Oh, he nice. Oh, he not. Oh, I don't like the way he walk. Oh, but his ear's too big. You know what I mean? We do all that. We do all that. So once you've got the number and the conversation begins, it's just whether or not during the conversation, during me actually meeting you, meeting your mind, whether or not you fuck up your chances of you actually getting it. But you getting it was on the table. You know what I mean? It was on the table. It was on the table that jump. It was on the table. You know what I mean?
No woman has ever said that. No woman has ever said the number. If I give you the number, you gonna hit. Now I know it's my job to not mess it up.
Right. But why would I entertain you if I don't see that there's potential there? So as a female, that's what I'm saying. Like I'm not going to, if I don't find you attractive, if I don't want to one day see that bald head to my legs, like what am I giving you? What am I talking to you for? What am I talking to you for? You know what I'm saying? All the dates and outings and the getting to know part, that's fine. But the reality of it is, when we meet people, unless you met somebody over the phone and can't see them, when we meet people, it is purely physical at first. You see a woman, you find she's attractive. She see you, oh, first thing, oh, he can get it. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. So my thing is, why not begin having some of those uncomfortable conversations earlier than later? I get what you're saying as a man, that, hey, don't mention it until she mentions it. But the reality of it is, those things are already on the table once you are going out. It's just whether or not we meet at the same place, whether or not we have the same philosophy on things, whether or not we have the same mindset. But if you don't begin to have those conversations, if you don't begin to say some of the shit that you like, that you want, then you don't know if the person is a match or not.
I think that women, a lot of women, maybe not you, but I think a lot of women are battling with the, I need to be a good girl and I won't fuck. I think y'all dealing with both of them. I think y'all fighting these two things. And so, like you said, it's on the table, but you're like, I can't let them know too soon. Because you think something, I don't know what you think, because that ain't going to turn me off. That ain't going to make me not want you. And that, it don't mean I'm not going to want to be with you either.
Society kind of dictates that part.
Correct.
You know what I mean? Because you couldn't be the person who had sex on the first date. You couldn't be that female. You know what I mean? Because then the notion is, well, he's never going to have respect for you. And I forget how the saying goes, but y'all know about it with the cow and the milk and the getting it for free. And
yeah, all that good.
I would say this to the cow and the milk people out there, okay?
Tell them.
Just because you're married, okay, doesn't mean that you're getting any more level of respect or caring or provided for or stability than, say, another woman who's in a long-term relationship and happy. It doesn't mean that. If somebody wants to do for you, wants to love you, those things can come without condition, and you don't necessarily have to have a piece of paper to say, hey, I'm yours, you're mine. At the end of the day, that piece of paper then says, hey, if you leave me, I'm gonna get half your shit. If you die, I'm taking all your shit. And, you know, if you do die, hey, here go this policy that, you know, your ex-baby mama can't bury you, but I'm gonna say how that funeral go. It's business. You know what I'm saying? And I think that sometimes people get those things mixed up. Love is a beautiful thing. Being in love is even better. But marriage, at the end of the day, is a business. Now, I could absolutely love the person I'm married to and be in love. That's beautiful. But it's still business. If you want to come up out that business, you got to go before somebody and get more paperwork to come up out the situation. You know what I mean? I don't think that should play into the rules of engagement when it comes to sex. I don't think that if you're single and you're having sex with somebody, that makes you less than. I don't think that if for a woman, if you see something and you want it and you go get it, I don't think that makes you a hoe because you see something you want and you go get it. I think that, yeah, sis, go get it. Fuck. You know what I mean? What you waiting on? Like, but that perspective doesn't always fly. A lot of women,
they're fighting with it.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, they fighting with that shit, man. I think that going back to the sex on the first date thing is, for real, now it's off the table. Now, like, the distraction of lust or whatever it is, if you want them, I ain't saying that's your only move, but say y'all do have sex on the first date. Great. If I had a good time on the date and with the sex, I want more. So I don't see that as ruining it to me. And I think it also takes that off the table of as a goal or carrot in front of.
Hold on.
Pardon that.
There you go.
Sorry, I got muted. Yeah, if you are one of those carrot in front of you kind of people that the sex is, oh, I'm gonna just mess with her until I hit, then that ain't gonna change what you did at the first date or the 100th date. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's their thing. That's their thing. So I think that people that's so uptight about sex and stuff, I think people are too uptight about sex period in general. You just uptight about it. Go ahead, like you said, if you want to do it. Cause for me personally, I think I clown dudes to be like that they hit now they don't. I ain't gonna talk to her no more, or I don't have. She couldn't be my girl because I hit. That ain't got nothing to do with the thing. That got something to do with that individual person.
Right.
That ain't got nothing to do with the act of sex. That dude it probably don't have any depth of thought anyway. That ain't the person you want to be with. So he probably helping you out. Be like, you know what? You can't even. We ain't even on the same level anymore.
That's very interesting to me, though, that men have that notion. You know what I mean? Because I hit, you can't be the one. So then, what if I make you wait a year, my nigga? You know what I'm saying? What if I make you wait 6 months and you hit it? Does that make me the one, or is it the person that I am make me the one? You know what I mean? If you're looking for the ass to make the chick the one or not the one, to me, you looking for the wrong thing any goddamn way.
Correct.
You did not get it. Say if it was reverse.
Mm-hmm.
Say this shit was totally different, and the dudes was the hoes for fucking everybody, and we the ones that put all the stigma and the negative shit out there, and we be like, oh no, I fuck that nigga, fuck him, he a hoe. You know what I'm saying? But what if I wait 6 months? Now I'm into you as a person, I'm into you mentally, I'm into you emotionally, but now that dick is some garbage. What I'm supposed to do with you? What I'm supposed to do with you?
Same thing.
You send you back out into the wild. He wasn't the one. I tried to wait to see if this nigga was the one, and everything was there, but no.
And now you mad. Now you even more mad. That's what I'm saying. What if you waited six months and then like she like this covering up when she get naked and all that? I'm like, oh man, you killing me. You got me.
Oh nah, ladies, y'all let y'all fupa out. Fuck that shit.
All out. Yeah, that's the thing. I know it's there. I already know it's there before you got naked. When you had it now. I know what you look like.
Security plays a big role in the bedroom, though. Security with yourself, with your partner. It plays a big role in the bedroom. And sometimes it does take people a much longer to be okay with themselves than to, you know what I'm saying, present themselves.
I knew what you was going to be before you got naked. I'm telling y'all now. So y'all can help y'all with all this. I knew what it was going to be. Unless you one of the people that got a super body magic up under there that you then turned into a whole nother person. Otherwise, I knew what was coming. I was like, all right, well, push that to the side.
Move to the side. Flip that shit up.
If you know what I'm saying, if that's the guy, you know what I mean, if I'm already attracted to you, not to say that a man's naked body to a woman can't turn somebody off or vice versa, but for the most part, we knew. You ain't surprised me. You ain't surprised me.
So let me ask you this, because I'm asking you this because the T grade that people get on camera or when I'm behind the mic, that's different from the person once this mic is off and my camera's off. Okay, we on the same page, but that other bitch is a little bit crazy to me. So to them people, do you feel like you are the same in the bedroom? Are you the same Jason Carey that people get when you are on, the same as you are?
No, because Jason Carey, I'm still an entertainer though. I'll say that it's still showtime. Let me say that. It's still definitely showtime. But yeah, no, I ain't the same person when I'm just chilling for real, which I don't do a lot of chilling. But I'm, you know what I'm saying, when I'm on, and I got to be on, which is most of the time when I'm on, I'm that guy. But when it's just kind of cool out time, I'm quiet because I talk for a living. But I ain't got nothing to say. I'd be like Jason, quiet. Yeah, I am. whole nother individual off stage. But like you said, when we get in the bedroom, it is definitely showtime. So the Jimmy boy in me, you gonna get some of that. All the energy, all that high energy that I got, you gonna get all that. All that.
Okay. So do you think that the expectation from women is that you're that person all the time?
Yeah. Yes. That's because that's all they know. That's all I give them. But I am what a woman wouldn't know is how attentive and affectionate I am. You know what I'm saying? I was raised affectionate, so you won't know that until you get it. You know what I'm saying? Then you get it, you be like, wait a minute. That seems like you got 8 hands. So so that's the part that somebody wouldn't know. And that you find out a little bit later. Which is usually, I would imagine, that's a pleasant surprise, unless you want somebody to punch you in the face or something during. Like I don't have that in me. If that's what you want,
I draw the line right here, punch you in the face.
Yeah,
I might cut you on your nose one time though.
Yeah, like harder. No, now it's not fun anymore. My man's ain't gonna be paying attention to me. He could be like, "What are we doing here? This ain't fun. This feel like borderline charge. Y'all that like the borderline charge, don't call me. Don't call me. We can get close.
I mean,
strangle you into your life, maybe. I don't know. You be like, squeeze it tighter. Nah, I got you.
I mean, but the line is so thin.
Let me get to the line. I get up to the line. I don't know where that line is. And if it's right, you just don't know. We might keep going, but we'll figure it out.
So, one, you do have to really be secure in your sexual self. You know what I mean? Knowing your limits, what you will, what you won't do, what have you. But if you had to give a one word, a name, or what have you to your true sexual self, like what would that name be?
I don't know. What you mean? You mean I gotta give a name to it?
Okay, let me try another way.
No, you be a nice. Say.
I am, because I'm a lady. What would your porn name be? If your name had to describe the sexual experience with you, what's your porn name gonna be?
Oh, damn, that's a good one. What would it be? I don't know that an octopus got a dick, so we gotta have to add something to that.
You can still be the octopus. I mean, why not? Why not?
Can you hear me? Would you go LeBron? Can you hear me?
Hold on. The big dick spider. I don't know, man. It's
the 9-arm monster, you guys.
I like it. Yeah, that's what it is.
Big brother 9 arms.
Yeah. We going with that. We going with that because you be like, yo, you are attending to every part of my body at once. How are you doing that?
If I ever meet you in person, just know I'm yelling out 9 arms, and I want you to know that I'm talking to you.
I'm gonna answer. That's the thing. That's the thing. I'm going to answer, and then like, if anybody pick me, they're gonna be like, yo.
9 arms. Oh, that's me. That's me. That's not y'all niggas. That's me.
Mind your business, brother. You don't want no parts of that name. That's what you're talking about.
Too much pressure comes behind that name. So much pressure.
You don't want no more. Yeah. So yeah, I would. I like it. We're going 9. We're going 9. It got some other things to go with that 9. So let's find the 9.
But I think that's dope that you make a point to be attentive to the body in multiple facets. You know what I mean? Some men and women concentrate so hard in that act that, you know, they can't do that type of maneuvering, or they can't, you know, have technique here, technique there, and technique, like, you know, it's learned behavior, I guess, so to speak. It takes time, you know what I mean? So, you know, kudos to your 9 arms and all the bras who have experienced it.
Oh my God, this is crazy. Yeah. What you gonna have other people call me? I'm gonna get some T-shirts and everything sent to me.
Listen, hey,
Well,
I just want my 20% because this did not come. You developed that on my show, so I feel as
first time, very first time is definitely credited to the show.
Yes, we gonna skip that shit.
Put T Gray under it.
Listen, just be mindful of how many dudes start buying that shirt. Be like, oh, y'all niggas lying. Oh, y'all lying.
Exactly.
Y'all
you don't even have it in you, brother. Your mind don't even work that way. That's an analytical mind that work that way. You can't see it.
If there would ever be something that you feel like you would improve upon in your sex life, what would it be?
That's kind of like the question you ask, like, what are your weaknesses in a job interview?
No, because it could also be something that you feel that you are strong at, but you want to make it better. That question is open-ended. It could be anything.
That's like something you want to improve in.
Like there's
I think
always room for improvement.
Yeah, no, I tell you what, because I think, and I bet you that most guys, not most, I think a lot of guys probably had it, is that like the concept of time, like how much time is too much, because there's such thing as you doing, there's too much and there's not enough. So like you're always constantly dealing with, I wish that was a superpower where you just knew what you needed, like, she is a 14 minutes. She is a 45. She is a 7. Because there's some people that be like, listen, give me a strong 6 and leave me alone. And some people like that. So that's probably, if I can have better discernment of how much is enough for this one. You can't get, sometimes you don't get, you be like, listen, wait a minute, you bust off like 12 times. Like, what? You're like,
and she's still not finished.
You're like, and you look like I was hurting you at this point. You was like, you was exasperated at 12. So, and so, you're like, nah, there's more. I'm like, more where? I'm like, I'm killing you. But you had this discernment, and just to get it right, man. You want to get it right. Everybody, and you can't treat everybody the same. So everybody's different. You have some.
Yeah, most definitely. I feel like, and I'm not old. Okay, at least I don't want to feel like I am. I'm definitely understanding that I'm getting older, like I'm creeping toward cougar. Okay, I'm creeping toward cougar age as we speak. I'm slow bobbing my way there. But I definitely. Come
on now, cougar.
I said creeping to it, nigga, not there.
Oh, my bad. I don't want to give it to you too early.
Yes, slow down. So I definitely understand that, sex changes for us over time and our expectation. And I know that some people kind of give up on what they may want or think, oh, I done everything, so it ain't nothing else for me to learn, ain't nothing else for me to do. But I would say, and I just want to challenge my audience, just really, really comb through your shit. And ask yourself that question too. If you could improve on any one aspect of your sex life, what would it be? And sometimes when you start to really think about it, you'd be surprised of the answers that you come up with, even for the people who feel like they've had every experience known to man. There's always room for improvement. You're never too old to learn. And if you've gotten to a point where you feel like you can't learn nothing else, but you still got another good 20, 30, 40 years on this earth to be fucking, well, you need to figure some shit out. Because at some point, it's going to be bored. At some point, it's going to be mundane. At some point, it's going to be just a task, just a chore. Oh, let me just get this nut off and whatever. You don't ever want the sex to become that. So, just my audience. I want to talk about it.
Yeah, I think people test their own limits. For one, you should ask whoever your partner is, you can ask them, like, yo, you know what I mean? I think I'm doing everything you want, but that's, I don't know why, but that's a tough conversation for some people to have with, be like, yo, especially dudes. It's tough for dudes because, dudes' entire existence is based on ego, number one, and number two, most dudes are very insecure, and so they don't want nothing to hit their little ego. So it's tough for them to breach that conversation and be like, hey yo, what else can I do? What is there something else you want to try? Or they dudes don't be having that conversation.
But it is tough, and to be honest with you, it's tough on the women to have that conversation. That's why it's a lot of niggas running around with sorry dick now, thinking they killing it because women won't tell them the truth.
Tell them.
Let me tell you where I understand why we don't. Because the hurt that a man hurt is way worse than a woman hurt any day. I don't give a fuck what y'all say. When it's your ego, when it's your manhood, when something of that level comes into question, and your woman has to look at you and say, hey, I'm not pleased, that is the worst. It's a hurting feeling on a woman's end to have to say it, to have to look at you all looking back at us like, you just crushed this nigga, but what are you supposed to do? You know what I mean? So just as much as I say to women, tell them the truth, because I preach that all the time, it's just as much as I want to tell the women that, I would have to say, fellas, you guys got to be receptive and be willing to accept the challenge if you know that there's room and just cause for improvement. Be willing to accept the challenge. Like, I've had a guy on here before who was like, T, I'm in there killing it, and I'm doing this, and I'm doing that, and she's not giving me the reaction I want, but I know that no, you don't know. You think you're killing it right now. And if her reaction is showing you that you're not, your notion of killing it ain't what her notion of killing it is. So being able to communicate in a safe space, and when I say safe space, you guys, I mean without judgment. I should be able to safely tell you, if you're my partner, hey, this isn't working. You know what I mean? One, without you judging me, without you thinking, oh, well, you must be fucking other nigga. Nah, nigga, yo shit, we talking about you right now. You know what I'm saying? They don't have nothing to do.
Like that.
Right. So without the insecurities, without the getting angry, because that's what women are presented with. When we start to communicate that to a man, that's what we're presented with. We presented with resentment, anger, attitude, insecurities, like it's so much.
Let me say this. So especially for these fragile dudes, I'm not a fragile dude at all. But that's because I'm a consummate student in life. So I want to continue to learn everything, become a Jedi in everything. Okay. So, but you already know. But ladies, it's probably when you're talking to some of these dudes, it's the choice of words that, and ladies, I don't want to be calling no man, he a man. No. Dudes have a mask of machismo, but most of them is soft as baby shit. So you gotta tell them, you can't say this not working. You gotta be like, hey, maybe we should try. You gotta kind of make it suggestive, almost make it feel like it's his idea. Y'all know what to do. Y'all know how to puppet string dudes. You play with their ego, but I think sometimes you come in there, puppet string them dudes.
Crip walk, bitch. Watch.
Exactly. Y'all come in there and be like, listen, you can't give me this bad dick. That ain't gonna work. That ain't gonna work. Be like, well, your girlfriend like it. Oh, damn. So
she lied. She wanted that money.
Exactly. So now it's a tit for tat thing, and it's like, well, you don't be doing what I like. See. You don't do that. If you come at them and be like, hey, I like to try this. Oh, maybe we shouldn't do that anymore. I think if you talk to them a certain way, dudes, you can tell dudes just about anything. It's just how you say it to them. You can say just about anything. But a lot of times, y'all be like, you don't be touching it. You don't be hitting the spot. All right, well, that ain't gonna go well. I hope if you do that, just know that may be the last day. If you want to end it, say it like that. But if you are trying to work it out and go forward, find a nice way to kind of sprinkle it in there and handle their little ego. Handle the most of those little ego. They hurt their little heart. I see that all the time. Look at that. Dudes be so fragile. That's why they can't go out with their girl and stuff in public because they love ego. Bruh, you need to get it together. You probably don't need to date at all, but that's a whole nother conversation.
I feel like you talking to somebody specifically. I hope y'all are receiving this word right now. Okay. I hope you're receiving this word right now. He's talking about you and your girl, and don't nobody probably really want to fuck your girl no way. This is like, come on, man.
Or they gonna get it anyway.
They all look the same.
Or they gonna get it anyway. And so all that you're doing is like, right, all that extra trying to protect her ain't gonna work. If she's trying to slide off, she gonna slide off. So bro, what you doing that for? But a whole nother conversation.
All them on the phone. Talk to that nigga. Like, nigga, get this word back. It's okay for you to come out. It's okay. It's all right.
All right. This is fun.
It has been fun. This has been good. I feel like we touched on some shit that people needed to hear. I want you to tell my audience how they can follow you, since I'm the only person who didn't know who you were.
Hey, look,
that's gonna be our running joke.
That's our little thing. That's gonna be our thing. Listen, man, you can find. I'm not hard to find at all. Jason 804, Richmond boy. So you know that's the brand. So Jason 804 is everywhere. Twitter, Instagram. I'm on Twitter. I like words too. I'm a wordsmith. So I like words. Y'all can come on out here and speak these words. There's pictures on Twitter too for all y'all picture book people. Y'all can come on over there. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Jason804 brand. I'll go to the website, jasoncarey.net. That's Carey, Carey. They spell that so many different ways. I don't understand. jasoncarey.net. Go out there and check me out. You will find out I'm somewhere. And rule of thumb, if I say I'm going to be somewhere, you should probably be there. That's the rule of thumb.
All right now.
I got some things coming up that y'all need to be at.
All right now. So this has been another chapter, you guys, to the Corona Chronicles. I hope you all are enjoying. Don't know when it's going to end, but thus far, these people is giving it to y'all straight. No chaser. Make sure you follow my guests. Make sure you follow me. Your girl is adding on so many platforms right now. So make sure you don't miss any of it. Every Friday, find me on WEMS Radio. Every Wednesday, find me at Illustrate Radio. Every Monday, find me right here, you guys. Make sure you don't miss a thing, and I'm going to make sure that I keep these things coming for you. Season 7 is coming soon. You said what?
I'm listening to that show too every morning. I got a morning show that I don't talk about any of this stuff. This is very nice in the morning. So come hang with me in the morning as well.
Okay, well, how they gonna find you? You ain't say nothing about the morning show.
Yeah, morning coffee swig every morning from 8 to 10 on ATL Next 100. That's not hard to find that at all. They're on every streaming platform. I got 2 podcasts, Minds of Mischief and Running the Point with Jason Carey on ATL Podcast Network. So yeah, I gotta make sure I say that when I'm here. So make sure you go out there and listen to it, and you'll get all sorts of angles. Minds of Mischief is crazy. So if y'all want nutballs, everything I can't say in the morning, I say on my night show. So you go out and listen to that and enjoy Running the Point if you want some intelligent conversation. So hey, I try to give you a well-rounded. You get all the Jason, all the Jason.
All right. Well, you guys make sure you don't miss a beat on Jason Carey. Believe me, if you miss a day on him, you seem like you done missed about 5 years. So stay up on it. Stay on point. Super entertainer. It's going to keep you all engaged. So we will see you all next time.